Hello everyone. Hi. I know I'm back from a really long time, but I've just been witnessing so many things that I have a lot on my mind and I really want to talk about it. Um, I know I like memes and everything, and that's great, but this is going to be maybe a change. Um, we're gonna be talking about our feelings. We're gonna be talking about real things. We're gonna get serious. We're going to get really deep and emotional, and we're not gonna be joking around. If that could, give you a little break or maybe something new from all the jokes, because I know after a while it can get really boring. It's all the same thing, sometimes you get tired of this silliness and you need to come back down to earth a little bit where you can really think about really important things and our values and things that we care about. And I'm not going to do it in a way where I clap at you and shout rules at you and tell you you have to think this way and whatever. Like, what's up with all that? Clapping and shouting and giving people all these rules. It's not a healthy way to communicate what you want. What's up with that, guys? What the heck? I understand you feel strongly, but there is a way you need to go about this in a way that's actually effective and not just clapping and shouting. What the heck? Okay. Wow. Okay. So, I'm just gonna start by, because there's a lot on my mind, a lot. I'm going to start by really introducing myself and letting you know who I am as a person. So I can maybe gain a little respect and maybe hold your interest. And so you know that I kind of know what I'm talking about and that you can agree with me and not feel bad about it or, anyways. So, yeah, things have been a little rough on my end. That's why I've been gone for so long. Um, I kind of want to talk about my name real quick. Okay, so Morgi-chan, yeah, that's what everyone knows me by. That was a name that one of my really good friends have given me, and my friends have always called me that because we all liked anime. It has nothing to do with like Christian. Like later after that, people were just like, "Hey, do you know who Christian is?" And I'm like, "What the heck?" And so I knew about him, and I'm like, "Okay, well, I don't really want people to get the wrong idea, so I'm gonna change my name." So I did. It's Daya now. D-A. Hold on, how I don't even know how to spell it. Daiah. That's pretty cool. But like, yeah, that's like a variation of my WoW name that I had growing up. So on my death knight. So yeah, that's cool and everything. But just so you know, I don't know Christian. I'm not in relation to him in any way. So don't get the wrong idea, I guess, because I don't know, people are silly. So yeah, we're gonna talk about, yeah, okay, introducing myself. So, um, I think of myself as a very kind person. I try my best to be respectful and kind to everyone, and I really like things to be chill. I can't handle like fighting around me all the time. I really don't like seeing it. It's very stressful and sad. And let's see. I've played the cello for 8 years. Um, so that's how you know I'm very classy, very fancy. I'm cultured, I believe in art and music and all that stuff. I really love all that. Um, yeah, I've played video games like everyone else. I mean, welcome to the club, right? Welcome to being everybody else. Um, I grew up going to church with my family. As a little kid, we went to church, and we had a summer where we went to church camp, and my parents volunteered in the kitchen. And so, me as a little kid, we went with like a bunch of teenagers, and we hiked 4 miles and stayed in cabins. And we were praying, and we made friendship bracelets, and we had guitar. It was really a good experience for kids. Um, so my parents definitely did care about who I was. They cared about my personality. They cared about me being a good person. And so I was raised pretty okay. So it's okay for you to agree with what I say. You don't need to argue with everything I say. I was raised all right. I was. What else? I used to love bunnies, and I loved little animals. I was really, really kind to small animals. I loved them to death. I would always carry around like a stuffed animal bunny. A really sweet, innocent, nice young girl. Like, really, there's nothing wrong with me. Yeah. Um, what else is there? Let's see, hold on. I'm just like coming up with this off the top of my head. Let's see. Mm, okay, well, I remember growing up really poor. Oh. And sorry, I've remembered something. I also would volunteer at the animal shelter. I really wanted to be there, but unfortunately I had to like go to work and I was super busy, so I stopped volunteering, but I definitely did try to be there and I wanted to be there. So I have like a volunteer shirt. It's really cute. But yeah, I loved taking care of all the little cats. I would, wash bowls for sick cats. It was cool. So yeah, I'm a good person. You can agree with me. It's not bad. I promise. You don't need to argue with me. You don't need to, yeah. You can just sit here and agree. It's like church. You go to church and you sit there and agree with the priest. I think. Pastor. Yeah, pastor. Right. I don't go to church these days. I haven't been going, but I have a crazy story about that. That's why I've been like mentioning it. I have a really crazy story, but that's for another time. Okay, what else? Okay, yeah, I grew up really poor. Like my family had no money. My parents ended up going through a really nasty divorce, and we ended up losing a lot of money from it, and it was really hard for my mom to take care of me and my sister. And so we were really poor, really, really poor. And I didn't have a lot of the things that other kids had. But I did, try to scrape together enough money so I could be online and play video games. That was there, but I didn't have clothes or good makeup or perfumes or nothing. Yeah, I would always spend a lot of time at my friends' houses, because I didn't want to be at home. I was so bored and lifeless, and we didn't have food. It was really bad. So I would always spend the night at my friend's house, and I would always borrow her stuff. And, eventually she got tired of it, which I understand. But, like, at the time I was a kid and I didn't fully understand what I was doing. I feel bad, but, like, we did have fun. She was genuinely my friend. But we still had fun. Mm-hmm. I don't blame myself. I really don't. I would never take back our moments. It was everything to me. Yeah, so growing up with nothing, the only thing that I did have were my friends. And I cared about my friends way more than I cared about money. I cared about their feelings more than I cared about anything, because that's all I had. And that's really something to think about, because, yeah, all the flexing, whatever, I didn't care about materialistic things. I just cared about others and how they felt, and I just wanted to be around them. Another thing that you should know is that I'm a fairly traumatized person. I have not, I believe I haven't had a fair chance in life, considering how poor I was, and then later on in life as I got older, people were really, really cruel to me. Really bad. Really, really bad. And believe it or not, I did nothing to deserve it. I don't know if you guys remember my old videos of me explaining what happened with my ex, but yeah, he would bully me for no reason, and I didn't do anything wrong, but he just wouldn't stop. And he's been doing that for a long time. He's really mean. And then, this is like a story for later, but he ended up abusing another one of his girlfriends, and she reached out to me, so I was able to talk to her. And it actually makes me feel better, because I'm like, okay, yeah, it's really not my fault, because, it's a long story, but he was really manipulative and made me believe that I deserved all of these things, and I never did. But yeah, the details can be talked about later, because I feel like that's a good story to tell people, because if anyone's out there like going through something like I did, I want to like give them hope and like tell them, hey, you're not alone, you're not the only person that ever went through that, and here is how I dealt with it, and here's the mistakes and like all that stuff. Here's what I wish I did, and here's what I did do, so you can easily get yourself out of that situation and have a better life. So yeah, I've experienced extreme bullying, and for years. It's been like 10 years. It's been a long time. And I've been stressed out, and I've been having a lot of weird mental health problems, and I know I'm a good person, but my brain sometimes isn't in the right place. I've been having, mental health problems and lots of stress and depression, and I've been wigging out, man. And I'm trying to keep it together and trying to keep myself, like, in a place that's good. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with it here. But finally, I feel like I'm out of that situation mostly. It kind of happened again. I got myself out of an abusive situation only to land myself back into another one. Sort of. And it's been really difficult because I thought I was finally free, you're gonna get better, and then all of a sudden it just starts again. And I didn't do anything wrong. But that's a story for another time, and I have lots of thoughts and opinions about that. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, I've had like lots of health problems. So if you like hear my stomach growling, yeah, I'm sorry. I have lots of anxiety due to getting abused, and my stomach has not been able to sit right since then. Really sorry. I don't like talking about it. It's really embarrassing, but just so you know, and don't think like, ooh, she's gross. Like, okay, listen. I'm not gross. They're gross for what they did to me. Such a sweet, innocent girl. I know. And another thing on my resume. So, back when I was very, very young in like kindergarten, I think, yeah, we had a special ed kid in class, and the other kids kind of didn't like playing with him because I think he wore diapers, And, the other kids thought he was like maybe gross. And so every day after class, we would all stand in a circle and sing a song. And he was standing next to me, and I just looked at his hand for a minute, and I was like, is he really gross? Like, it would be so mean if I didn't just grab his hand. I've seen some kids grab him by the wrist. So I just sucked it up and I grabbed his hand. Yeah. That's who you're talking to. That's who I am. Mm-hmm. Trust me, you don't want to bully me in any way. It would be so wrong. Like, oh my gosh, you are a really bad person if you actually attack or hurt me in any way. That will make you, like, a super evil villain. Okay, just so we're clear. I love talking about how good hearted I am because people tend to be very mean for no reason and they are super entitled. I don't get it. But, like, I start, speaking and I start talking about how good and kind I am, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe you were actually mean to that girl. She is so nice. Oh my gosh. Like, dude, what the hell? It's funny every time, I promise. It's funny. Yeah. It's funny. It's hilarious. That girl is so nice and she's so sweet. I cannot believe you actually talk to her that way. You are a monster. Okay, yeah, isn't that hilarious? Yeah, I highly encourage people to be like that. Like, be a good person. Yeah. It's really funny. Okay, anyways, moving on. What else is there? So I think that's mainly, we can get into details and stories and you get to know me better once we start diving deeper into these subjects. So yeah, I feel like the reason why I'm talking about this is because maybe I could snap some sense into some people because I know things are getting so crazy. It's really hard for me to like actually look at this stuff anymore. And, I know a lot of my fans and people who would watch this are really, like, edgy meme people, but, like, I feel like there is some type of certain line. Jokes are one thing, but you need to kind of wake up and snap back into being normal. So, bear with me here. Yeah. This is, like, a place. This is for me to really express myself and talk about my feelings. And I encourage people to come back to normal and try to remember their values and try to maybe fix some things around here. Try to bring people back to a normal level, hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully. There's only so much. Anyways, yeah. Hopefully it gives you some, like, hope for humanity, knowing that there's still good people out there and that there's not everyone's super crazy, and yeah, it just stresses me out. I'm like, yeah, I have so many feelings. I just keep repeating the same things. Sorry. So that's my little intro video. I guess it's been a while. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you're ready to talk and share your ideas and thoughts and feelings on very terrible situations. And yeah, we're not going to be joking around. We're going to be pretty serious. Yeah, we may laugh sometimes, but the whole point is just to bring people back to earth. please, like, wake up. Bye. I'll talk to you later.